So I'm going to be designing the outfits. They will all feature different dresses that have been heavily inspired by different types of wings. They're all going to be made digitally, partially due to COVID-19 and partially due to the fact that it makes it easier for me to execute my vision for how I want them if it's all on paper. At least in my head, they would be worn by perhaps movie stars or someone of a similar role or importance. Occasion is the reason why I think it would be worn by a movie star or something. In my head, it would be worn to a gala event or something similar because these would be very extravagant designs. They won't be worn even to the most high-profile events. They would be a bit too over the top. They're not very formal. The general price range is where we have a problem. I don't know how to price things properly. I could see a fashion designer putting tens of thousands of dollars on one of these dresses were it to be created in real life. However, it could even just be in the thousands or in the hundreds. It's definitely going to be in a high price range, I can tell you that much.
Features of Design 1 include a well-fit mermaid-style dress with plush soft lining and feather accents on the bodice. The wings on the hips are detachable. The sleeve-like accents are also made of feathers. Around the face, there's some more interesting details to notice. Note the heavily applied eyeliner that creates a bird-like look, and the golden earrings. Design 2 is based off of butterfly wings rather than bird wings. It is a very full gown design. Notice the soft plush material accenting the gloves, bodice, and skirt, which mimic the soft fur of a butterfly. The skirt itself is covered in whole butterflies as well. Design 3 goes back to the bird theme, with even more feathers than before. A cape-like shawl is made entirely out of feathers to mimic the look of a whole wingspan. The dress itself is entirely covered in feathers, heavy around the bust to enhance the bird look. Note the reappearance of avian eyeliner. The first design created was Design 1, which I gave a palette loosely inspired by a red-tailed hawk. This color choice will be displayed across all the designs. Some of the feathers in the bodice and shoulders are gold, which contrasts the red and ties in with the earrings. Almost unnoticeable, a soft white plush lining peeks out from the bottom, making this ensemble more comfortable than it appears at first glance. The second outfit has the palette of the first with darker tones reflecting its butterfly inspiration. The butterflies are all based off of real species. For example, the third tier is designed to look like it's comprised of Cymothosangrias, or blood red gliders. The gloves add to the extravagant ballroom look, but are simple enough to not draw attention away from the skirt itself. While the soft fur does not necessarily add comfort, it certainly draws even more butterfly vibes from the cascading tiers. Design 3 is less extravagant than the first two, but makes up for it in the sheer amount of feathers covering and comprising both the dress and shawl. Besides the feathers, gold also makes a comeback from the first design in the form of a statement belt and chain. This look is deceivingly simple at first glance and therefore is the only one of the three I can conceivably see being worn outside of a high fashion event. This simple vintage haircut reflects the lack of ridiculous busyness of this design, but the eyeliner remains to really sell the avian look. Some quick notes before I go any further are that I didn't use any actual math to calculate the amounts I would need because I just use my eye in real life. I'm not accounting for materials that are already owned like machinery or any makeup because that wouldn't be supplied by the garment designer. And I didn't set a proper budget before, so I'm going to set it at about $10,000 for the whole collection or $3,333 per ensemble because if one ensemble sells for $10,000, there's a substantial profit gain already. total is $3,421.91. We are way under budget. In fact, we're just barely over what the budget was for one ensemble, much less three. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you, Miss Hamilton, for the wonderful year. You're one of my favorite teachers this year, and this is definitely my favorite class.